Hi. I'm Joe. Just before we go on to more details about Worldwork's theory and practice, I feel a need to explain something that came up earlier. In the last section, we learned that in deep democracy, it's important to notice both the overt parts of our communication, as well as the dreamlike or hidden dimensions. Actually, in a very real and practical sense, awareness of both of these aspects of communication is crucial for any type of sustainable resolutions. I'm aware that the idea of dreamlike or hidden parts of communication might seem a bit mysterious to some. So, I think it would be helpful to take a look at a really practical example to demonstrate why this is so important. Actually, Tom began to tell us about this situation in an earlier section, but I'll go into it in much more detail here. It's about a typical business situation, but the basic idea applies to any relationship, group, or organizational process.
Oh good, I'm looking forward to a practical example.
Okay. Let's say that these two people are about to make a business negotiation. What do you notice?
Looks like they agree about something.
Yes. But, as Tom pointed out earlier, if you look closely, you'll notice that the guy on the right is doing a couple of things at the same time.
What two things?
Well, he's shaking hands, which seems to express that he is agreeing about something. But at the same time notice that his head is turned away. In fact, one whole side of his body is turned away.
What are you getting at?
Well, they are shaking hands, agreeing about something. That's one signal. And at the same time, part of his body is turned in another direction.
Right. So, why is that important?
It's actually more important than you would think. If you were to focus on this hidden body signal, the one that he isn't quite identifying with, he might turn away completely and see what it's expressing. Maybe he's having second thoughts.
Okay, I'm with you. That's what you call a double signal, right?
Right. And he called this second, more hidden, signal, that we're not quite aware of, a double signal. That was in his 1985 book, Working with a Dreaming Body.
Okay, so this guy doesn't know what he's doing. Why is that important to know?
Great question. If his double signal and his message aren't noticed or expressed, the chances are that the negotiation won't hold. In fact, later on, we can predict that he'll probably drop out of the agreement. And since we hadn't noticed his double signal, we're always surprised.
I see what you mean.
So, not noticing double signals can be the source of a great deal of miscommunication and misunderstanding, whether in relationships or groups. So, we need awareness of the communication we intend, as well as the more hidden or dreamlike aspects of behavior. That's a simple example. We'll learn more about double signal theory and practice in the third and fourth sections of the film.
I'm with you in theory, but why do you call it dreamlike? That makes me uncomfortable. Isn't it all real?
Well, double signals are dreamlike in the sense that we don't realize that they're happening. We don't identify with them. They just seem to happen on their own. It's just like when we're asleep. We dream about parts of us that we don't quite identify with, parts that are less known to us. And in fact, Arnie discovered that you can actually find those double signals expressed in our dreams. But that's something to talk about at another time.
Wouldn't it be easier if we only had one signal?
Easier, yes. But it's natural to have two signals at once. Because we're always growing, dreaming, and new parts of ourselves are always popping up and trying to be known. So, to sum up, hidden or dreamlike communication, in the most general sense, refers to all of the unrecognized feelings, body signals, and experiences that we don't realize we're making, yet which carry a lot of important information.
So they're real.
Yes, you're right. They are, right there in front of us, though we don't usually realize it.
Okay, that makes it less mysterious. You said this applies to group work, as well?
Absolutely. Much of group work focuses on the issues and facts that people are thinking about, as well as the signals they identify with. Deep Democracy suggests following the flow of group process as it winds through its known issues and signals, as well as the dreamlike background, signals, and experiences of community life, in order to deepen interactions and discover new and sustainable resolutions.
Sounds interesting. I look forward to learning more.
Okay, before we go further, I think it's important to take a look at the way in which these hidden or dreamlike experiences are actually a natural and important part of everyday life, though we don't usually realize it. And with that in mind, we'll then be ready to turn to our sections on Worldwork theory and practice. See you later.
Okay. I'll see you later.